Nothing lasts forever. At least it's true for your storage devices or your electronics in general. But is there a way to actually measure how much you've used your SSD or your hard drive or your USB drive? In my case, I have a 500 GB SSD that I bought in 2016, and I have a drive that I bought in 2009 that is a terabyte WD external hard drive. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use free software to check how bad or how much life that you have remaining on your disks and what you can do to extend the life or help mitigate some of the problems that your drives might have. Also, it will tell you if you need to replace your drive immediately. While nothing is 100% certain, after watching today's video, you'll have at least some idea on what your disk is looking like and what state is it in, and whether you should be worried about failing while you're working or should you have important data on it. Just a precursor that if your drive is not working, this method might not work, but if your drive is functional and you're just worried about whether you should replace it or buy a new one, this is the video for you. If your drive has completely failed and stopped working, it might already be time to replace it. So without further ado, let me show you how to check. Guys, to get started, we need to download an app called CrystalDiskInfo. Type in CrystalDiskInfo, hit on download. Here you can choose you want to install it or you just want to run it. Standard edition, I want to install it. It's gonna download automatically. Just wait for a few seconds. There you have it. Just install it. Alright, give it a few seconds to launch. Alright, so here's how to check it. So this SSD actually came with my new laptop, so it's very new. You can see it hasn't been used much. You can see host writes 1 terabyte, host reads 1.7. Sounds about right. It's an NVMe drive. You can see the health 100%, which is good for a new drive. Now let's look at a slightly older drive. So this NVMe drive is about 6 years old. You can see it's at 92%. I've written 45 terabytes and read 36 terabytes, which may sound like a lot, but in 6 years, it's not much. Also, you can see how many times I've turned it on. So 1360 times it has been turned on and off. And once on, it has been kept on for 9,108 hours. All these things are just diagnostic tools. If any of them is red, you have to be aware that something's wrong with the drive, but you can see the health status is good, 92, no errors reported by the drive, so this drive is still okay. You can see the features set on the drive as well. There's smart, trim, and volatile write cache. That's all there. All right, now for a change of pace, let's look at a hard drive, which is very old, very old. And that is the W drive. Yeah. So you can see it can access all these numbers, but there are no read and write buffers, because hard drives are not limited by how many bytes or terabytes you write to them, rather how many times or how long the drive has been used and the life of the head of the drive. So you can see it has been used for already 40,000 hours. If you hover over that, that's 4 years, 184 days of actual use, like the drive was on. And it has been turned on for 2,380 times. It does have smart AAM and NCQ. It is connected via USB using SATA. And there you go. It's this 1 terabyte drive I have here. That was purchased back in 2007 or 8. I'm not exactly sure, but it's still working great. It has a 32 megabyte buffer as well. All right. Lastly, let's look at an external SSD that's also 6 years old, I believe. It's a Samsung 750 EVO. That's it right there. You can see I've written 12 terabytes of data to it, which is not as much as the NVMe disk, but it's still a lot. You can see it's only 90% good now. So yeah, I should be worried and not store any critical important information on here. You can also see all the drive temperatures here. So this is 31 degrees, 41 degrees, 59 degrees because it's inside a laptop, 34 degrees for the Intel SSD, because I believe it has some sort of a heat dissipation thing on the top. Samsung one is just open, running at 59 degrees. Still okay, not overheating or anything. Lastly, let's look at a SanDisk SSD. Let me just find it and connect it. One sec. Alright, the SanDisk is connected. Let me just refresh. There you go. So that's the SanDisk SSD that I have. That's 500 gigabyte as well. So you can see I've written 34 terabytes, 15 terabytes write, total NAND write 13178, and I've used it for about 2 years, 233 days. That's about 2.5 years, and I've turned it on and off about 2,000 times. Everything looks good, temp and everything. Oh yeah, that's how you check your SSD or hard drive for whether it's good or bad. And like for example this one, there might be something you need to be concerned for, like this high temperature on my 960 EVO. Maybe I can do something about it by adding some thermal pads or maybe a fan nearby. Anytime you want to check your health, you just type CrystalDiskInfo when you start, launch the 64-bit version, give it a few seconds. There you go. You can quickly jump and check what's going on with your disks and whether you should be replacing or thinking of replacing them or repurposing it for something less important or critical. Like say this is 92, the other disk was 90. I might think of, not putting any critical information on there. So I'll just stick with say games and, files that are easily re-downloaded and not worth anything. All right, that's pretty much it. And there you have it. Now you know what your drive's health is looking like, and you can either replace the drive or repurpose the drive for something that is less critical, such as your video games rather than your personal photo collection or videos. Anyway guys, smash that like button if this video helped you or you learned something new. Consider subscribing by dinging that notification bell just down there, and let me know in the comments down below what your drive is looking like. And if you have a question, fire it away in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.